Muy bien. Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Espero que muy bien. No sean malitos, ¿me pueden decir si me pueden escuchar? A ver si me pueden decir, por favor. Déjenme ver si puedo accesar yo también de este lado. Hello. Can you hear me, guys? Okay. Wait a minute. Something is happening here. Okay, guys, I hope that you can see me. And wait a minute, please. Yes, I think that we already have started. And yes, I think that we have starting the class. Okay, my name is Jacky Riveroll. Welcome to my class. And today we are going to see two important topics that are being included in this module. Wait a minute, because I don't know where I am. And in the screenshot, wait a minute, please. What is my class? Is in here. Okay, I hope that you can see it. Well, we are going to get started with the present continuous, or also this is known as a present progressive. And what is exactly the function, guys? Well, it's very easy because this is used to show that an ongoing action is happening now, either at the moment of the speech or now in a larger sense. The present continuous can also be used to show that an action is going to take place in the near future. Okay, so we have two kind of types to use the present continuous. The first one is when you are doing the action at the moment, right? And the also is when you are planning some activities for the future, you know? Example, next year I'm going to Cancun. Well, that is a plan for me. That is one I am expecting to do, but that is considered as a future tense. But also, you can use it as the action that you are doing. Example, imagine that somebody is walking on the beach right now. Can you see the picture? Okay, so you're going to say you are walking on the beach, right? But what I want you to see is the use of the subject. For example, in the first sentence, we have the subject I. In the second sentence, we have the subject you. Also, we need an auxiliary, guys. And also, we need a verb, okay? But check this out. When the verb ends, for example, with E, example, come, I'm going to spell it C-O-M-E. but you are going to change it in the gerund way. You are going to cancel the letter E for ing. Example, coming. Okay? Well, I hope that you can understand me. If you're a little lost, don't worry. At the end of the class, I'm going to have a special space for you to interact with Spanish and some translations. Okay? So don't worry. Okay? Well, now let's continue. For this present continuous, as also all the tenses, we have the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative form. We are going to see the affirmative form. So I am waiting to change the screen. Yes, it's now. So the present continuous, we have first one, the subject. Remember, all the subjects that you know. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and you. You as a plural, okay? Not as a second person. The first one is for second person and the last one is used for plural. And also we have the auxiliaries. And the auxiliaries we have am, is, are. It's very easy, only 3 auxiliaries. But what is going to change is according to the subject, okay? I want you to check this out because this is very important. He, she, it, we are going to know them as a third person, okay? In this case, the auxiliary is going to be is, plus the verb, and also the verb ending with ing, the gerund, okay? Well, this is for affirmative form. For negative form, we have, I'm waiting to change the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and magic. Come on. Yes, done. Present continuous negative form, we have, it's very easy. Also the subject and the auxiliary. For the auxiliary, we have am not, are not, or you can use the auxiliary with a contraction. Example, aren't. It's the same, but it's a shorter way to use it, okay? Also the verb ing, ending with ing. Okay, for example, you aren't sleeping, he isn't dreaming, she isn't jumping, she isn't, no, it isn't eating, we aren't coming. Check this out. Coming is what I already explained you. When the verb ends with come, for example, the E at the end of the verb, and you are going to use a gerund, you're going to change the E for ing. You understand me? Okay. And what happened when the verb ends with Y, for example, play? Play, you are going to keep the verb in the same way, but you're going to change the Y for ing. Okay, you are going to add. Okay, you are not going to change anything at all. You are going to keep it like that. Example, playing. Play, P-L-I-Y-I-N-G. Okay. Okay, the last one. They aren't watching and you aren't surfing. Okay, I hope that, do you have any questions? Okay, let me see my cell phone in case that you have any question, but I think that, no, I think that is somebody in there. Let me ask you. Is somebody in there? I think that nothing. Okay. Well, let's continue. Now we have the present continuous interrogative form. And also we need the auxiliary at the beginning of the question. Remember that in English we don't have double question mark as Spanish. Remember, in Spanish we have the opening question mark and at the end of the question, the last one, a question mark. No, it doesn't happen in English. In English, The way that you can recognize that somebody is asking you a question is because the question starts with an auxiliary. For example, in this case, if you hear, am I running? Obviously, it's a question. It's very easy, okay? And the auxiliary goes in the same way at the beginning, and don't forget it to write it with capital letter, okay? Example, is he dreaming? Is she jumping? Are we coming? Are they watching? Example, TV. And are you surfing, okay? Well, I hope that you don't have any question. Check this out. I wrote some examples for you. So we are going to wait to change the screen. Wait a minute, please. 1, 2, 3, magic. Come on. Yes. Okay, we have some examples. I'm writing some letters. Check this out. The subject plus the auxiliary plus the verb ending with ing. The same. And the second example, in affirmative form, he is reading interesting novels. In negative form, they are playing football now, aren't? In negative form, she isn't drinking in negative form coffee and a cake. And he isn't going to Acapulco in negative form also. And the last three questions. Check this out. Are they waiting in the office? I am starting with an auxiliary because maybe in that example, we don't have a question word, okay? The short answer, remember that you can keep two, an affirmative short answer or a negative short answer. Example, in this case, no, they aren't. And this is very easy because in this case, this is a negative, no, comma, the same subject, example, they, and the auxiliary that the question is made. Example, are, you are going to keep the same auxiliary, aren't. Remember, if you deny at the beginning, you have to deny the same. No, they aren't, okay? Are we watching a movie in Cinepolis? Yes, we are. Example of a short affirmative answer. What are you shopping? In this case, we have a question word, what? Obviously, if you are using a question word, it's probably that the sentence, the answer is gonna be larger. Example, I'm shopping a new cell phone, okay? Well, let's continue. And we have now another tense to know, past continuous. In this case, past continuous, it is used to show that an ongoing past action was happening at a specific moment of interruption. Of that, two ongoing actions were happening at the same time. I'm sorry, I think that the screen changed a little delay, but I'm going to repeat it one more time. So past continuous is more or less the same that present continuous, but the action is done in past. Well, it's made in past, okay? And the auxiliary is going to change. You are not going to use am, is, are anymore. You're going to change it for was or were. It's very easy. It's almost the same. And the verb ending, the same, with gerund. Example, subject pronoun, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Plus the auxiliary. Also, the auxiliary is going to change. Example, was or were. Was is used for I, he, she, it, and that's all. And were, for you, second person, we or they, as a plural. Plus the verb ending with ing. Okay, it's more or less the similar thing. Okay. We have some examples in here. Let me wait for the change of the screen. 1, 2, 3, magic. Come on. Yes. Okay, the use of past continuous. We have the same affirmative, negative, and interrogative examples. I was working a lot last night. Who was working? Me. You were driving your car very fast. He wasn't sleeping all night long. He was expecting a surprise. What were you doing last night? Check this out. This is a question, and also we have a question word. The question word is what, plus the auxiliary, plus the pronoun, plus the verb. The short, no, this is a long answer. I was watching the TV. Okay. Another question. Where was he buying the candies? No, he wasn't. Well, in this case, I chose to use a short answer, but also you can answer with a long answer. For example, he was buying the candies at the mall. At the mall, remember that mall is like a Liverpool, I don't know, some big stores, very, very, very big, okay? Special centers. Were they drinking a lot of beers? Well, in this case, yes, they were drinking a lot of beers in the pub or in the bar, okay? Well, I hope that you can understood. And let me show you the opposite, the simple past. And simple past is very easy because it is related to past actions that they didn't take too long or too much time to do it, as the contrary to past continuous. The action happened, that's all, okay? And this is very easy because you need the person plus the verb in past plus the complement. Example, I worked a lot last night. Check this out. We are not using any kind of auxiliary. Only the subject, the verb in past, plus the complement. Example, I worked a lot last night. You drove your car very fast. He slept all night long. She opened the window. He expected a surprise. It helped with the sales. We wanted a candy. And they drank a lot of beer. The most important here is the sound of the verb in past, okay? Like D, T, or ed, okay? It depends on the verb. And we have the negative simple form. And we are going to use an auxiliary. The auxiliary is going to be didn't. Didn't plus the verb. Oh, well, the subject plus didn't plus the verb. But the verb, you're not going to use it in past anymore. Only in infinitive form. Okay? Plus the complement. Example. He didn't study enough. Okay? Now we have two important words to know that they are going to be known as a connectors. The use of when and the use of while. When, as the sound says, is for example when something happened, okay? For example, I was working on the computer when the light went out, okay? Something very, I don't know, I didn't expect it that the light went on suddenly. So I'm going to connect my first sentence. I was working on the computer when, my connector, with the simple past sentence. The light went out. Okay? Can you see the difference? Okay. And while is when you have two sentences, but the actions happened at the same time. For example, I was walking on the beach while my cell phone was ringing. Do you understand me? In this case, you can use it, you can just connect two sentences with the use of past continuous, okay? The purpose of this activity is that you can mix past simple form and past continuous, okay? So I brought you some examples for you. I was studying when she called. Can you see the difference? The first one is past continuous and the second one is simple past. While I was studying, she called. Okay, if you have a question according where is going to be the correct order of the when and the while words, it doesn't matter. It depends on the context of the sentence, okay? When the phone rang, she was writing a letter. While we were having a picnic, it started to rain. Sally was working when Joe had the car accident. While John was sleeping last night, someone stole his car. And that's it. Okay? I hope that you can understood. Don't worry, I'm going to check at the end if you have some questions. Now, we are going to continue. Recommendations for the activities to do in this module. The first one thing that you have to do is to check every icon. Because if you don't review the material, you are going to be lack of knowledge, okay? So it is important for you to check activities in the free time, the gerund composition, how to form a gerund. For example, I'm going to give you a clue. When we have two verbs, example, I love listening to music. My main verb, well, in this case in past, I love it. I love it. That is my first verb. The second has to be in gerund. I love listening to music. Do you understand me? Okay, but I recommend to you to check how to form the gerund, okay? We have some practice exercises that is very suggestible for you that you can do it as you have some free time. They are important. And let's wait to change the screen. 1, 2, 3, magic. Come on. Yes, this is because I am using, now with the new rules of YouTube, we can broadcast directly from YouTube. We need another program to use at the same time. And YouTube start working as a projector, only projector. But sometimes I have some problems with another programs. In this case, I am using YouTube. But until this moment, I think that it has been working very good, right? Or what do you think? Okay, for the activities to do, it's a learning forum. Remember that are important all the comments that you can do. So it's very suggestible for you to leave a comment, okay? And we have two activities for this week. The first one is called Dancing at the Mowing. The second one is called Meanwhile. We have also two formative tasks, questionnaires. So if you have time, please do it. And a social emotional activity, okay? So we are going to do some comments about the activity number 1. This is called Dancing at the Mowing. What is the purpose of the activity? You are going to describe what is happening in a real situation in an oral form and written form, okay? What do you need to identify how the actions are expressed, to use the grammar in a correct way, to read easy texts in English, and also record your voice. okay, and save your information. What you are going to do? This is an activity that you have to download. You have to download a document in Word. The document is like a questionnaire. You are going to describe what is happening in the scene, okay? If you can see in the question, how am I going to do it? In point number 2, it says, please click in El baile del molino de la galette. That is the name of the file, okay? You have to click on it and you are going to download to your PC, okay? And you have to fulfill the format with all the data that is requested. You can open it and you can edit it as a text processor, okay? And then don't forget to record your voice. If you have any problem to record your voice, don't worry. You can use your cell phone or you can use your PC, okay? For me, it's easier if you use your cell phone, but whatever you want to do it, it's okay. Just be sure that the information that you are sending to me is correct, okay? Pay attention. We have an example of the activity. You have this picture and you have to describe what the people is doing. Check this out. What is happening in the picture? The grammar that you're going to use is past continuous or present continuous. Okay. In this case, the question is done in present continuous. So you have to answer in present continuous. What are the woman and the men doing? What are they wearing? Present continuous. What is the man with the hat next to the tree doing? What are the girl and the woman doing? And if you can see, you have some letters that are like a linked the scene with a question. Okay. What do you think they are talking about? What are the two women and the men doing? What do you think they are talking about? What are the two men at the table doing? Okay. And finally, in the number 4, you have to record your voice, but you have to upload it as a URL. It's important, please, to me that I have the total access to your link, because if I can hear your voice, I can grade your activity, please. Okay. Now, activity number 2, and this is called meanwhile. For this activity, it's very easy. This is a scene that imagine that you're in your house and listening, listen that somebody is knocking at the door. When you all open it, there are 2 polices, and you are very surprised because one of the burglar entered to rob in the neighbor's house between 6 to 8 p.m. and they start with the investigation, okay? And you are going to answer some questions, okay? What you are going to do, identify the actions, the use of when and while connectors, okay? Remember that we already see that topic. And what you're going to deliver, an activity in Word, 2 files, okay? The first one is that you have to do a return form activity, and the second is also an audio. Pay attention to this. In the second question, how am I going to do it? In second number 2, sorry, in second number 2, in the question, in the sentence number 2, you have the verb haz clic en el enlace meanwhile. You are going to click on that word and you are going to download the format. Something like this. We are going to wait because It takes approximately 18 seconds. And come on, change it. Come on. One, exactly. Okay, pay attention to this. In the first page, you are going to answer what happened to the house when the rob happened. Between 6 to 8 p.m., you are going to explain all the things or all the activities that you were doing, okay? But remember, you need to use first, after, that, and then, okay? And in the second, what were you doing? Pay attention, were you doing is past continuous, okay? And you have to use first, after, that, and then. The second, who do you live with? What were they doing before, during, and after the theft? Mention the three person, the people, and two activities of each one, okay? Write three questions that you would ask to your neighbor. Obviously, in past continuous. And in the number 3, you are going to record your voice, but you are going to record the answers to the questions that the police made to you. Okay? And the questions that you made to your neighbor. Okay? Well, don't forget to copy the URL in the final space. Okay? And make sure that I have the enough permissions to listen to your recording. Another activity important for you is the learning forum. We also know that it doesn't be graded, but it's very suggestible that you can leave your comments because remember that this is a collaborative activity. So as much as you can share with your partners, as much as you can gain, okay? Remember that all the information that you leave has to be in English, okay? What is the topic of the forum? Just to share how you can develop your skills and abilities to speak or to improve your English, okay? Well, in the written, in the oral form, in the listen form. And finally, we have a 13, the 13 activity, a social-emotional activity. I apply what I learned. You have, in number 1, you have to download the activity and read the link. This is in purple text as a link. And something is the format like this, okay? I wrote some examples of the questions. You have to answer it, okay? You don't have to send it, not yet, until the second week. You are going to share this information with your orientator, okay? Well, I can read it in Spanish, but something like this. And try to be very honest with the answers, okay? Try to reflect about what would you do in this case of experiences or examples. And now we have the questions time. Okay, it's time that you can write your questions. No more questions, guys? Well, I think that there is no one in the class, but I know that you're going to change it, okay? I'm going to switch to Spanish. La última parte era para preguntas y era más en español, pero pues ya nadie se conectó. Entonces, pues hemos llegado al final de nuestra clase, chicos. Yo les agradezco mucho. Thank you very much for coming today, for watching this video. And remember that I'm going to be available on the platform, or also you have my cell phone, my email, Please don't hesitate. You can ask me whatever you want, okay? My name is Jacky Riveroll, and I'm going to be next to you. Was a pleasure, guys. Bye bye.